Taiwan's economy is slowing. Unlike other countries which slid into pandemic-induced recessions, Taiwan experienced an export boom which accelerated economic growth. But now, that's coming to an end. Preliminary data shows Taiwan's GDP contracted 0.86% in the final quarter of last year. That's the largest percentage decline since the global financial crisis in 2009. Over the past year, higher inflation, higher interest rates, and COVID lockdowns in China have all depressed demand for Taiwan's exports, which accounts for around 70% of Taiwan's GDP. In September last year, Taiwan's year-over-year exports fell for the first time in 26 months, and since then, the downward slide has continued.
Taiwan's economy is likely going to slow in 2023, and it's going to be a big reversal from the pandemic-driven highs, particularly in terms of exports that we saw in the period from 2020 to 2022. I think from the government perspective, a lot of this is going to really illustrate a lot of the issues that we've been seeing in terms of the relatively unbalanced nature of Taiwan's economy, particularly when it comes to things like household consumption.
Taiwan has stagnant wages and high levels of household debt, and that means it's been historically difficult for the country to boost economic growth through consumption. Earlier this month, Taiwan announced plans to give most residents a $200 cash handout funded by excess tax revenue. But analysts say, despite the extra money, Taiwanese people could still feel the economic strain this year.
There's a lot of different type of pressure that Taiwanese household may be facing. The higher burden on mortgage is one, and of course, if we think of it from a different age group, then you may also have some youth voters complaining home price may be basically too high.
There's only a year until Taiwan's next presidential election, but with the economic fuel that kept Taiwan afloat through the pandemic largely depleted, the government will need to be cautious to ensure the country's economy doesn't continue to shrink. Carl Xu and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.